Everyone. So we have got a very interesting news from one of the tech giants, Meta. So they have unveiled a latest large language model of Llama series, that is Llama 3. But what's exactly inside that has created a lot of buzz in the internet today? Let's take a sneak peek into this by comparing it with its predecessor, Llama 2. All right. So I have built this comparison table between Llama 3 and its predecessor Llama 2 and have mentioned various parameters to which these models differ or have some similarity. Right. Now let's talk about the model size first. So Llama 2 had a model size ranging from 7 to 70 billion. But Llama 3 takes it up a notch with a range of 8 to 70 billion. Plus, there is even more in the store with a hoping 400 billion on the way. What does this mean? What is its significance? Well, a larger model size means better performance. However, it also brings challenges in terms of computation, and that is something to look into. But for now, this is the difference. Now, coming to token count. Of course, Llama 3 has been upgraded much in comparison to Llama 2. But what to understand understand its significance, let's understand a bit on the tokens concept. So, if I explain you in a very simplified terms, so tokens are like a building blocks of a language. Uh, okay, let's deep dive using an example. So just like an Oxford dictionary, which is mapped to thousands of unique words mapped on a similar way, the model has its own dictionary or vocabulary that consists of tokens. And these tokens could be a unique, I mean, those tokens could be equivalent to word or subword or even the characters. Let's use this sentence and understand how these are converted to tokens and how model understands, right? So when it is fed to the model, I am doing a physiotherapy, the model converts this each I mean the model converts each text into some manageable units which is mapped to its vocabulary. So there is a high possibility that the word I am doing a is mapped to the modern vocabulary, and hence the token will be equivalent to each word. But there is another possibility that physiotherapy could not be a part of modern vocabulary, and that's why it is broken into these two subwords. Let me give an example. Okay, so these are broken into two different subwords. And when it comes to the process of tokenization, so basically tokenization is nothing but it is a process of converting any input text into the manageable units called tokens. And each token is given certain reference id. That reference id is called the token id, or you can relate that token id to the position in the model vocabulary. So for example, I could be at 22nd position, am could be at 45th position, and so on. And you can see this sentence of 5 words and 1 punctuation is has been converted into 7 tokens, right? So this is how the process of tokens and tokenization works. Of course, the how part, how it is mapped, how are these vocabulary gets developed, it's a different subject, and there is a whole new session would be required if I get into that. But just through this example, I'm trying to explain you what is the essence of the tokens, and how does this matter in terms of significance point of view, right? So coming back to the significance, so Llama 3, which contains more than 7 times the vocabulary of Llama 2, that means the vocabulary of the Llama 3 will be very, very much rich, will be very rich vocabulary, and thus will have a better understanding of the context and will have better performance, right? So this is a very good advantage of Llama 3 over the Llama 2. Now, talking about the training data cutoff, so Llama 3, as you can see, it is more up to date in comparison to Llama 2, and more up to date means more accurate results. So yeah, that is something also that is one also major advantage. Now, in terms of context length, so Llama 3 can handle 8K of context length, uh, 8K of context length, which is almost double the capacity of Llama 2. So in terms of significance, so context length is basically the maximum number of tokens a model is fed with an input, the maximum number of tokens in an input when it is fed to the model, and that can be processed by the model in one go. So, for example, let me give you one basic example. So, if you want to summarize Wikipedia page, if you want to feed any large language model with a Wikipedia page, So you can imagine this Wikipedia page is, has lot of multiple text. Let's say it consists of text of 5k tokens, right? So 5k tokens of input you are feeding to a model. So when you feed this to Llama 2, the Llama 2 would be able to process only first 4k of that input, and rest 1k would be discarded. While at the same time, if Llama 3 is fed with that input which consists of 5k tokens, it is easily able to process those 5k of input, right? Because it has a extended context length of 8k. So the more the context length, the better handling capacity of the model for any lengthy input sentence, right? Now coming to accessibility part. So open accessible is nothing, but it is more related to open source with some restrictions. So that's why company has chosen the words very carefully. Not exactly the open source, but they are the open accessible, and they are open accessible with few of the restrictions, right? However, it is very easily accessible for research and commercial use, so there is no need to worry about, and anyone can access it. So I hope you were able to follow me through, and keep following me. I will keep you posted about all the recent updates that is happening in the ecosystem, and with more on the educational videos as well. So thank you.